So where do most coaches go wrong when it comes to static stretching? Well, most of them stretch the wrong muscles, and they often stretch them at the wrong time, and then they stretch them too much. They definitely do not stretch them in equal balance to how they should be as far as stretches go. The hamstring group gets a lot more stretches than the thigh group, yet as you'll see later on, the hamstring group for the vast majority of players is the last thing we want to be stretching. So we're going to take a look at the flexibility and the warm-up procedure and see how it looks on video so you can understand the different techniques. So we're going to start off with active stretching. So we've got these 12 different exercises. Ideally they're all done quite gently because you're going to do them first thing before anything else. So we've got arm circles. Here on this one the key is to clap your hands behind your back, and that will stretch through the chest and rib cage area. So rotator cuffs here. The idea is to do roughly 10 to 12 per exercise and 1 to 2 sets depending if you feel stiff. So if you're stiff on a particular exercise, then you can do more. It's important on this twist exercise to keep the hips still. It's just a warm-up, so it doesn't matter so much on technique. Then you'd have a jog. So after roughly 3 to 4 exercises, I send them on a jog, and then you're into the next set. So here when I said about keeping the hips still, look at the guy in the blue socks on the right. He can't keep his hips still. Same with the guy on the left, and therefore he's not overly working the upper spine area. Same here, you should be keeping your body still. The guy in the middle, he is doing that, but look how tight he is. And while the guy on the right, I don't know what he's doing, but you know, his hips are shifting everywhere. That could annoy the spine. That's not what we're trying to look for as a very early warm-up in the process. See the active stretching routine. Now here for static stretching, let's take us through those exercises. First we've got the ankle stretch. So the idea on this stretch is I want to feel it on the ankle without twisting my knee. So on the inside one here is very difficult because the knee is stiffer, is looser than the ankle. So on the outside one we want to feel this here. This is where you want to feel it, on the outside of the ankle. Where we go on the inside you want to feel it here. But the key thing is not to feel it up there on the knee, because the ankle joint here is going to be stiffer than the knee, so very often the knee will twist as opposed to the ankle joint stretching. So let's take a look at some of the players doing this. So here on the ankle stretch you'll see a lot of people with very tight ankles, and you'll feel them oohing and ahhing because this is so tight on the outside and on the inside. For the inside you've really got to emphasize, tell them not to feel it in the knee, and if they feel it in their knee to stop, because it's easier to twist your knee on this, yet we also want to get the ankles loose because they're putting the knees under undue stress. So the warm-up sequence, what you do after the active stretching, this is what you do. You go through these drills to loosen up the body. So we'd start off with simple skipping. So skipping, you know, is just an easy way just to loosen the joints up. Then we're going to go into some straight lunging. Again, just getting the players to loosen themselves up. We can add in a bit of a twist just to add some more, you know, get those muscles around the midsection working. With that done, we then break into some run-throughs. So the first run-through is quite comfortable. You can see I'm just jogging along quite nicely there. We'd walk back to the mark, then we'd go again. And again, each time I'm going to go a little bit quicker. And then by the third, maybe fourth one, you're really putting in some pace. So you can see me going at it here a lot more quickly. So by the end of that, I'm ready to roll on a rugby field. So let's look at the players doing this. You'll see a lot of coordination issues. So here on skipping, which should be simple, some people are doing it good, like the guy in the scrum cap, Paul, number 6, was doing it nicely. Your quicker guys will be able to do this quite well, because it's more linked to running, so they'll be quite light on their feet anyway. You know, it's just loosening up that body. Then finally we got contact. So the idea is one guy's pretending to have the ball, so nominate one as a ball carrier, one as a tackler, and then they're just running to the different shoulders. It's very important that they run for both shoulders, right shoulder, left shoulder. And you start 2 meters apart quite comfortably, you know, going in fairly gently, then you step up the intensity, so by the end of it, they're hitting each other quite hard and they're prepared for contact. So